All you gotta do is hush, you ain't gotta say much when you make that right connection. If you wanna double up, keep the money in the tuck, I can put you in the right direction. I can never get enough, all I got is us, I speak the true confession. Everything goes smooth cause I stay on the move and make them right connections. All you gotta do is hush, you ain't gotta say much when you make them right connections. If you wanna double up, keep the money in the tuck, I can put you in the right direction. I can never get enough, all I got is us, I speak the true confession. Everything goes smooth cause I stay on the move and make them right connections. All you gotta do is hush, you ain't gotta say much when you make them right connections. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Big Wall, and y'all know when y'all see Miss Cari baby next to me in the kitchen, y'all know what we here to do. We here to make them coaches connect, right, Cari? What's going on with you?
What is going on in the kitchen?
How you doing? What's going on in the world of Cari over there on her side of the world, as I like to say? You know what I mean?
Well, on the opposite side of the upside of the world. You're the downside, I'm the upside.
Shouts out to the coach again in the building, London, Paris. What's going on? We appreciate you tapping in with us. What's going on with you, man? London, and she is working, man. Shouts out to the music that she's making, everything she got going. Y'all be in store. We got some real heat coming up with Miss London Paris, man. She finna take over. I'm saying it. She finna take over. She's representing Head Event Music Group, Stacking Up Entertainment, the whole movement, the networking queen, everything. Like, we in the building. You already know the vibe. You know
I know. And I'm excited to have, well, Krista is known by the networking queen, but we have been chatting back and forth for months and months and months. She's just sending me artist after artist, and this is what's going on, and this is what's happening, and then always tucked in behind the scenes. And I was like, I said, I think we might need to have you on the show because people need to see always behind the scenes of things, right? Like, we always see the artist up on the stage and they're performing and this and that, but through these shows, it gives people opportunities to be like, okay, this is the artist, this is what they go through, and like the real deal of it all, not just like, okay, this is the artist, they're up there singing on the stage, oh, they're wonderful and all this, and you didn't know, but they traveled 10 hours to get there, or they've been through all this traffic and they had to do this, and they had to like get through 10 people in order to get on that stage. Like, you don't hear that, right? So this is what these shows are all about, is to be like, okay, we have these artists on, let's hear their story. How did they get there? What is like their favorite music as well? Because they have, their favorites as well, not just like themselves, like they're great at singing. Oh, I have this. So Krista's sort of the same. She's like the face behind the music in a type of way too. So it's really super cool. And then now we get to hear her story of like how she got into promotion, because she does promotion and she does the PR work, and then she does like a million other things, but she'll go into that. And when I did talk to her, she's like, oh, Big Wall already did an interview with me like over a year or so ago. And the link to it. And I was like, well, okay, but since then, how much more has she done, and how many more artists is she promoting? And right?
Look, hey, I'm not even finna front with you. The list is extensive. You know what I'm talking about? Like, she does, you know how they say in the Army, we do more before 6 a.m. what most people do all day. You know what I'm talking about? That fits Krista. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the coach again. Hello, Tone Capone. You know what I'm saying? A good man right there. I appreciate that. Shouts out to you for tapping in with us. We really do appreciate it. But we here to talk about the networking queen, man. This is a home. This feel like a home game. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause this is family. You know what I'm saying? She's my management. She's a part of the team. She does so many amazing things. She's a PR. She connects the dots. You know what I mean? And this is one of the people that you need in the industry to help guide you. You know what I mean? And it's no agendas, it's no motives, it's no trying to get over none of that. It's pure from the heart. You know what I'm saying? She loves her team. She has a great roster full of producers with placements. You know what I mean? And they out here working. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many connections that she has, and she's willing to help. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about her. You know, she's my sister, she's my family, and she is one of them people who goes out of their way. You know what I mean? To try to make things happen for you. You know what I mean? So it's just amazing, man. We've done so many amazing things, and she's still doing amazing things. That's why we had to spin a block and have her on this platform. You know what I mean? Because it's so well deserved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And even so, I think it was last month, or from the end of last month to the middle of this month, she was like, "Oh no, I've got like a month off of work," and she's still working because I was communicating with her, and she's helping me do a couple posters because I've been so busy and all this stuff. And I'm like, you don't have to do this. And she's like, "Oh no, like I have the time off and it's no problem." And I'm like, "It's your time off though, like." You know, but she's like me, like even when I have time off, like downtime, in a way, I feel guilty, and I'm like, I should be working.
Yeah.
You know, what's a poster? What's this? What's that? Ideally, it's the love of the work that you're doing, right? So it's not work, right? It becomes just, oh well, this is nothing, and it's fine. It will only take me 2 minutes, and always these little things. The end production of it is just like so fulfilling. So for her, I mean, I couldn't only imagine just like meeting these artists and getting all the information and getting them out there to the radio stations and playing their music and interviews, whatever. Like, could you imagine that fulfillment that she must have of just like getting them to be doing what they love to do? And then she loves doing it in return. Like, it's crazy.
It's dope, you know what I mean? Especially when you're dealing with somebody who's similar to us, you know, right? You know, trying to create lanes, trying to create you know, different ways for artists to reach their potential, you know what I mean? And there's so many different lanes. And you know, she knows a lot of different ways. There's so many different formulas for you to be able to get that light. You know what I mean? And we're gonna kind of talk about them all, you know what I mean? She see if she give us some of her secrets. You know what I mean? Out here to some of these artists. You know, I hope y'all got y'all pen and paper. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all have any questions, you already know the Culture Gang. If you have any question, put them in the chat and we will ask Krista. You know what I mean? And if you have any things you want to know, any advice, you know what I mean? And she's more than happy to express that. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what we are here to do. So with all that being said, we're going to get right into it. You know what I mean? We're going to go ahead and bring in the networking queen. You know what I mean? So she can tell us herself how she get down and what she trying to do right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been she don't do interviews. She don't do interviews. My interview was I think the first ever. I could be wrong.
How about this?
Man, if it wasn't the first ever, it was the first in a long time. You know what I'm saying? So this might be number 2 ever. It just might be.
Tell her it's not an interview. That's all. Just say, you know, having you on special guest, and we're just gonna talk.
We're just gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? That's it. No pressure. No pressure. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna bring in the networking queen herself, so she can tell us everything herself. What's going on with you?
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Yeah, what's going on in the kitchen?
You back. You back. You know what I'm saying? Are you ready? Are you cocked and loaded?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be. You know, you're the only person that can talk me into these things. So.
Did you guys get your water from the green room? Just a question.
Yeah. Get your see, Jessica. That's the budget. The budget is coming up. The budget. It's the budget for me. You know what I'm talking about? We got Red Bull on deck. You know what I'm talking about? Well, let's get right into it, man. For those who might not know, you know what I mean? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are, and why what you do is so very important.
My name is Krista. They call me the networking queen in this wonderful industry of ours. I I wear a lot of hats in the industry. I do some of everything besides creating music. You know, people like to say I'm the one-stop shop, you know, for pretty much anything that you could possibly need in the way of creating music and marketing music. So, you know, that's what I'm here for. That's what I do, and that's pretty much who I am. I live the life of, you know, someone that does music full time, but I don't do music full time. I have a job too. So yeah, I'm never not working.
Yeah, all around hustler, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
Yeah, I come from Hustle City. You know, you can't spell hustle without the STL.
Say that. Now, coming out the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? It's funny that you brought that up because that's kind of where I was going. We know the Midwest, man, is hard times and bubble guns. You know, they got the South. They've been carrying a mantle for so long now, but it started on the East Coast and it, you know, spread it out to the West Coast. But the Midwest, you know, recently in the last 5 to 10 years, maybe the Midwest has been getting a little traction, but coming out of the Midwest, and you've been in the game for so long, can you talk about how the Midwest has grown? Do you see growth in the Midwest as far as the artists, just the culture in general when we talk about the industry?
In the Midwest, yes, I see a lot of the artists in the Midwest are finding that moving in numbers is more powerful than moving independently. I see a lot more collaborations these days, not only with artists, but with producers as well. And, you know, that makes a big difference when you move as a unit. Obviously, you're more powerful. You know, you're easier to be seen, heard. I've always been a believer in teamwork makes the dream work. It really does. It absolutely does.
Yeah.
100%. I know, which has been kind of amazing meeting all you guys. Like it all kind of started with Bigg, and he was on my interview. You know, he's like, we're doing a show, and you know, it was really cool. And then just after, we're like, you know, we should just start something. You know, let's just do a show together. So then this, of course, was born, and then slowly everyone sort of popped into like adding me on Facebook and all this and all that. And I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, who are all these people and everything? And then all of a sudden it was like, Krista kept like messaging me and, hey, do you want this person maybe on her show or this? And she kind of like crept in there and I was like, I don't even know who she is, right?
That's what we do. She was testing the water.
Social media snapping. I'm just kidding.
I was so happy. I was like, yes, bring me some guests and let's do this. And then all of a sudden I kind of noticed like there were bigger names. And I was like,
yeah, we're not done yet.
No.
We're not done yet. It does not stop here. Trust me.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, this is great. So then the bigger names kind of flew in and I was like, this is great. So then, yeah, and then I learned a little bit about Krista and I was like, yes, like now it's not, like you said, it's not just the team. It's now more become like a family because we've been able to rely on each other and being able to like, hey, do you mind this person? We've been working left, right, and center with each other now for months and it's been so great. Yeah. So I have to say thank you to Bigg for kind of welcoming me into the family. So, you know.
Bigg the man.
Oh, thank you. Y'all making me
board.
There's no chickens in my green room.
Y'all making me blush. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard. You feel me?
Yeah.
But you know, it's the feeling and the thoughts and the love is mutual. You know what I mean? Because everything that you guys do and bring to the table is something that we all want to do. We all have a genuine love for the culture. You know what I mean? Krista, you are a professional dot connector. You know what I'm talking about? You are that person who can put the right people with anybody. You know what I'm saying? I've witnessed you do it, make collabs, close deals, all kind of situations when we talk about the industry. can you kind of talk about who are you working with? You know what I mean? Your roster, the people who you're involved with. When we talk about the family, the
Let me get my
team,
list.
you know what I mean? Can we kind of talk about everybody you work with and closely, and the people who are you providing these amazing services for?
First and foremost, salute Big Wall. He is not only an artist that I manage, the only artist that I manage to date, but he, he has made me a part of his family away from the family. You know what I mean? Like LP, shout out to LP, London, Paris. He bringing her in has been, awesome. And Cari and, what is it? Hip Hop TV and Jess FM and, Jess TV. Like everybody is just like, I don't know, so accepting. And I feel like the whole family eventually will be that way once, it's so big and it's grown so much that everybody still has to, get united and meet each other. There's a lot of collaborations going on with the producers that I work with. I have 7 producers on the roster currently. The producer that's been on the roster the longest, and when I say the roster, I mean for public relations, would be Major 88 Keys and St. Louis Hits. We're going on 5 years now, I believe, with them. I've got G Money. He came not long after. G Money's in Atlanta. Major 88 Keys recently relocated from St. Louis to Atlanta. We've got Brad Young, who is also from St. Louis, residing in Vegas. And Major League Beats in Houston, Texas. He does a lot of poetry over beats, so spoken word to rhythm. 64 Boy is the CEO of Stacking Up ENT. He's also a producer on the roster for public relations. I am also affiliated with his company, Stacking Up ENT. I do public relations for the company, and I'm an A&R for the company as well. St. Louis Hits is the main engineer on my squad. You can find him with the Street Execs in Atlanta, and he does reside in St. Louis. And then CL McCoy recently came, into the circle, and he's collaborating with Young Bala and G Money out of Atlanta. CL McCoy resides in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So that's the producer roster, and then you've got your artists, your Big Wall, salute. Stevie Stone is now an independent artist. He became independent, separating himself from Strange Music February of last year, and started his own label, which is Odyssey Records. Did a tour and dropped an album April the 1st, and just been grinding it out since then, planning his next drop, which will be very soon. And the next tour, Shaw Smoke is going to be the next one out of the gate. We are literally in the process. If you see the loading ... Yeah, just imagine that's there because it's loading currently. That's the next one that's going to be coming out, and we are hitting 3rd and 4th quarter hard. King Key in Austin, Texas is about to drop a project. He's an artist on the list. Young Roe, also out of the Bastrop, Texas, Austin, Texas area. He's got features with everybody and their granny too. And we've got AO Bands, which I mentioned in my last interview. He's a trap country artist that makes amazing music, and really looking forward to dropping his EP very soon as well. I'm talking, when I say soon, I'm like within the next 30 to 60 days. So yeah, full speed ahead. And then moving on, recently started a partnership with I Swim with Sharks Incorporated out of Atlanta, Georgia. Well, the founder is out of Atlanta. His name is Andre Williams. Feel free to Google search the name. I Swim with Sharks is going to be a very useful tool in this industry. You know, when artists come to me, there's always different levels of, you know, your leveling up is different than, you know, the next person's leveling up, depending on what level you're at now. And, you know, doing business with Andre has been more, you know, on the side of, you know, artists that are ready to go mainstream. You know, there's different levels, like I said, different levels of things that artists need before they get to that level. I would rather an artist come to me with $5,000 wanting to go major. I would rather give that artist the blueprint of the things that they need first, you know, before they're presented to the mainstream, you know, entities, because they're just going to turn you away and say you need more Instagram followers or more this, more that, and you know, we could have solved that to begin with. You know, if we weren't, there is no elevator to success. You have to take the steps every single. So,
Yeah.
You know, so that pretty much sums it up as far as people that I'm working with.
And I don't. You didn't even name everybody. That's just like that's just like the inner circle. You know what I'm talking about? And that's a long list, because you touch so many people and you affect so many people in the culture. It's just amazing. Now, when we talk about PR, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be clear, you know what I mean? Because when people throw that title out, you know what I mean? And really don't know what that entails, you know what I mean? So for those who might not know, what does a PR do? And how do you utilize that to get the light on the artists and the people that you work with?
I mean, to sum it up short, you said it, it's a dot connector. Basically, you know, you come to me and you have a need of some kind in the music industry. Let's say you need, I don't know, graphics done. I'm going to tell you, I got a bomb ass graphics guy. Graphics you probably will never, ever see again. You know, he's that dope. Shout out to Flip Wilson. His Instagram is FWGFX. If you need really, really dope graphics, he's your guy. But doing things like referrals, you know, it comes around back to you. You feel like you're doing free work up front, which you're really not working, but you know, word of mouth is still work. And then it comes back to you because that same person that you referred, you know, is going to refer you to, or refer their people to you. And eventually, you know, it turns into some type of partnership as long as everyone is, you know, about the right and loyal to, you know, whatever it is that they're doing. You know, there's people in the industry that just dabble here and there and do, you know, let's try this over here. I'm one of those people. I do a lot of testing things. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't put anybody's project at jeopardy in doing so. You know, we work with everyone in our circle is the best at what they do, as far as I'm concerned, you know, and when you find a team of people that are doing things the right way, you stick with those people. You know, why fix what's not broke, you know? Why fix what isn't broken? You know, public relations is a huge, broad topic. It covers many different areas, from press releases to publications to, you know, how the outside world views you, and making whatever it is that you're working on public, and you know, make sure that people are interactive with it. Things like that take a network of people and tools. And I happen to, over the last 18 years and 6 tours, I've collected those resources. And this is the first year I've actually been able to really implement them full force. I'm excited to see what the end of the year looks like for us. We're about to kick 2022's ass. Seriously. We have a lot of music dropping third and fourth quarter, and I'm ready to put these, these resources and tools and everything that we've worked towards to this point. Press play. Just push the button.
It's
make
like
it
that easy. Just push a button and then that's good. So you went back and you're talking about all your resources and everything that you kind of have been doing. But let's go into a day in the life of a public relations person, the day in the life of the networking queen. What is your day like? You get up, like most people, use the bathroom, and then it's...
Well, here's the thing. My job is third shift. So when you're getting up, normally I'm logging in to do promotions. And while you're at work, I sleep. And then by the time you get off work, I'm back up again. So it looks like I never left. And then I go back to work. 11 at night to 7 in the morning is third shift. And, that's the best time for me to promote, because when everybody wakes up in the morning, your timelines are flooded with everything that I shared over the evening. But it's a lot of telephone calls, emails, a lot of extra stuff that sometimes you don't expect. But at the end of the day, everything is a learning experience, because no situation is the same as the next. No artist is the same. No music is the same. Everything is different in every scenario. But right now I'm focused strongly on getting these projects out for these artists. And not only are, we doing the distribution in-house, but we're also doing the marketing for the project. And if you know anything about the industry, you know that this music industry is 90% marketing and promotions, 10% talent. So you can be the most talented person in the world, but if you don't have the proper marketing and promotions behind you, unfortunately, you just sit there. And nobody wants to just sit there, especially when you're paying money for studio time and beats and, everything that goes along with creating the record. By the way, if you need any beats or any studio time, hit me up. I got you. Look, that's your plug. Shop with me. Shout out Hood Baby 314. If I don't shout him out, he's going to get me.
Talk your shit. Now look,
get your t-shirt. You can get your t-shirt. Hit me up if you want
one. Look, I'm an artist. Trying to get in the game. And I want to work with you. And I have music, you know what I mean? And it's good, you know what I mean? And I come to you. What would you tell me? Where do I need to start at to at least get on the journey? Because we know it's no black or white in the industry. There's no specific way, blueprint, you know what I mean? But it's certain things you need. Me as an artist with decent music, coming to you trying to get some of this light, what would you tell me?
Some of my first questions when people come to me, I always ask the artist to send me their top 3 favorite records of their own and tell me why they're, the favorites. And normally they send me unreleased records or records that are older. And I enjoy that because I'm going to go through and I'm going to find all your new music and, and I'm going to have some new favorites too. But I always like to see where an artist's mind is, during creative process. I always ask, do you have your music on Spotify and, have you done distribution with it? Do you have a website? Do you have an EPK? Do you know what a writer is? If you don't, please go look it up. An artist writer. I'm not even going to explain what it is. I want you to go look it up if you don't know what it is. Artist development.
Shit. Let's go.
Seriously, artist development is something that we lack these days. And it's just because everything has gone, online. Everything is streaming and you don't have to go out here and be proper or, act a certain way in public at shows and so much face-to-face as what we used to. You used to have to hand your music out, hard copies of your music to the DJs, and which I still do. you know, and tag cars with flyers, and that, I said it in my last interview, that stuff never stopped working. People just got lazy. If you do both, do your online marketing and your, you know, your general footwork that we used to do, you can't lose. Like, you can't. So I'm a strong believer in face-to-face marketing and promotions. I feel like it's more effective than anything, because people can really get a feel for who you are and, you know, where your mind is. Because if you're putting your product in somebody else's hands, you expect them to do the right thing with it. So, you know, it's all about trust and loyalty. Me personally, I don't really advertise what I do specifically much. Most of what I do is word of mouth referrals. You know, I'm only one person, and I can only do so much for so many people before I need help. So, you know, and that's kind of what I'm starting now, is starting to build more of a team of, you know, individuals that work with me, not for me, work with me. We work together to make the whole, you know, the whole thing work like a machine, you know, an assembly line kind of. But as long as everybody is concentrating on doing their task and not someone else's, you know, everything goes smooth. And that's where we're at now. Everything is going smooth, and I'm very happy with the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Staying in your lane. Staying in your lane. That's the important thing.
Yeah, like
It's very often people will step on toes.
oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I'm probably guilty of it, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, me personally, I don't make music. And, you know, when I do what I do and I don't have a product of my own that I can just readily offer, you know, in the moment, I have to participate in the industry and kind of, I said, put myself through like a self internship kind of, just to learn like what an artist goes through and the objections and rebuttals that they get, and, you know, what kind of flack that their management gets, and, you know, how the management and then you have to act as the manager, you know, and kind of go through the chain of command until you got it figured out. And I've played several parts in this industry, besides, like I said, the creating process. And I've never been a DJ. I did manage a team of DJs, but I can't spin records. I don't like microphones or stages or cameras.
But, I like my Bluetooth player. That's it. We're good.
Yep. If you look at my social media, like, I don't post pictures of myself. It's my logo or it's somebody else that I'm, you know, posting. And I like it that way. You know, I could be at your event selling T-shirts at the, you know, at the little merch table, and you would never know. You know, it is what it is. I like staying low key like that. But you can normally find me in the DJ booth if I'm at the club.
Yeah,
I don't like crowds either. I don't like crowds.
That's a fact. Shouts out to the culture gang in the building. One of our A1s since day one, Vicious 999, has a question for you, Krista. How do you stay current with successful marketing strategies across these social media platforms? It changes quickly.
That is a great question. It does change consistently, which means I'm consistently studying. And, you know, not only am I studying the process, but I'm studying the artists and, you know, the changes that they're making. You know, everybody like kind of follows a wave. And then there's these couple little people that stand out just a little bit, just enough to make a difference. And, you know, being different is imperative. Otherwise, you just blend in and, you know, you're lost in the sauce. That's what happens. I've recently had an artist that was wanting to get on one of the tours that I'm working currently with Skits Craven. And we were talking to his team and about how he's different from the headliner, and it might not be his you know, his the right tour for him, I should say, you know, his lane of music. And I'm like, really? I was like, who wants to be, you know, the a green M&M and a bag of all green M&Ms? Like, you don't want to,
right?
Yeah.
You want to be, you know, you want to stand out. And that was a successful conversation. You know, we did end up getting him on the tour, which is going to be beginning very soon. So look out for the Skits Craven tour coming your way. But yeah, we be different. That's, I mean, I should get t-shirts made that say be different.
Yeah.
You should always try to be
different. We can all have one. That's good.
Yeah.
Get your hands on and do your homework. Absolutely. And that's the thing too with any artists or any of our guests that come on the show. We have always been doing some entertainment along with like learning they're doing. What are they doing? Tell us the education behind what have you been learning in your whole process of being an entertainer, right? And how did you get there? That's why we ask these questions. We don't want to just be like, well, okay, well, I just started playing guitar when I was 5 and then the family's in it. And then, you know, I just hopped on stage one day. But no, like, what made you do it? Why? What's behind the scenes of it? What's the, you know, and then learning, not just like one genre. You know, even if you're a country singer, learn different genres, learn the different chords, learn, you know, different music, because ideally, what if you're in a crowd at a concert and they're like, you just want to get up on stage and play like at a rap concert? Why not? You know, and then just think of like the connections you make through the whole thing. You never know, like major producers in the world work with so many different artists.
Absolutely.
You can't be in, right? Like it's got to be.
Yeah, most of those producers are DJs as well, or they have been DJs. Like it's like, I don't know, they go from one thing, they kind of go with each other, you know, they're mixing records, and these DJs are mixing music, you know, live though, you know, and the process is the same though in the creation. I know one of my producers, I'm not going to name any names, used to be a professional like hip hop dancer. He was part of a dance group. If you know, you know. I'm not going to put him out there, but I keep telling him I want to bring him back. I'm bringing the whole dance. We're going to do a throwback show. Who can dance? Hit me up if you guys can dance. Let's get this. I'm not talking about twerking and all that. I'm talking about hip hop, fucking dancing.
Yeah.
I dabbled in
that. We need more of that. Like,
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Tell us, like, I want to ask one super quick question though, because I know Big Wall's got some questions here, but how, like, we never really got into like how you really actually got into it. Like, what was the passion behind you going, you know, I really want to do this? Because everyone's got their passion story of how they got into it. So what really drew you to this?
I mean, honestly,
yeah,
it kind of found me a little bit. I mean, it's a little bit of both. I have a college degree in multimedia, and you know, when you're in school, you don't know what the hell you want to do when you get out of school, where you're going to work. You just go to job fairs and hope somebody picks you. And my degree is in computer science. And as we spoke on earlier, technology changes consistently. So everything I learned in school, like the basics are still relevant, but the computer programs have changed, you know, monthly since then. And I graduated in 2004. So, you know, they're not the same anymore. And, you know, everything that I have learned to this point has been self-taught. But I do come from a musical family. My father, you know, he passed away a couple years ago, but he was in a band my whole entire life, played the bass guitar, and he's an audio engineer as well. Both of my baby brothers play electric and acoustic guitar. I just never got the musical thumb, I guess. I just learned the music business, and it was very intriguing to me, mainly because I can't make music. Like I would love to be able to sing, to dance, to, you know, do all that. I might think I can, but I really can't. And most people, you know, I don't know. Most people can't sing. I only know a few people that can, and I don't know. I just feel like I would say that school is pretty much what brought me here, because I decided to implement my degree and start making websites for artists, because I noticed a lot of artists don't have websites. They don't have EPKs, but they want, distribution through Empire. No, you're not ready yet. That's one of those things that I'm talking about. I would rather you put your money into the things that you're lacking before you go and have somebody else tell you the same thing. Just skip that step, and put your budget, where it belongs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's not enough artists know about EPKs. They just have, okay, here's this song and here's this, and oh, here's a couple lines of like their bio, which is acceptable, for a quick interview or whatever. But when you want to be more professional, we do recommend, even just to be on a radio interview, to have an EPK, because it is more professional. It gives all the information real quick, and it's right here, right now. And when you do move bigger up, you're gonna have to need it. Like, it's got to be there. So
if you don't know, EPK stands for electronic press kit.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. No.
Yeah. And all the
time,
I ask for every single time. If you want to be on the show, I ask for your pictures, I ask for a bio, and I ask for any social links. So it's so much easier for us to be able to go, okay, to look on there. And then if we want to bring up music and we can see what you've done in the past, it's so much easier to just go, okay, we can click on this and go right there right now, because we have other people lined up like months ahead, and it's very hard to be able to spend that time searching your name, going here, doing this, doing that. Yeah.
I recently built my website. If you guys want to check it out, I've got a ton of shows that I'm booking openers for on the website. I've got exclusive music that's not even released in a player. You can't download it, but you can hear a snippet. I've got a whole bunch of stuff on there now. I'm adding to it. It's not 1000% complete yet, but you can go to thequeenofnetworking.biz. That's me. Hit me up if you need anything. I'm going to be loading my producer's information into the website, and the artists and their shenanigans as well. Big Wall, when are we dropping another song on you? I'm going to ask you that.
Look, we cooking. We cooking. We cooking in the kitchen.
I know you got the collaboration tape with 64 Boy, and we put out I Get It, which did 108,000 streams in the first 30 days. Hey! And then we hit the BET, and then we hit the Jug, and then we said, oh, Project Pat, come on, let's get on this remix. And we put that out too.
yeah. We working. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Project Pat for that.
Shout out to Pat. You already know.
If you didn't know, Big Wall used to tour with Project Pat. Oops.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's why she's the networking queen.
Yeah. But
he might have mentioned that when I interviewed him. Maybe.
Yeah. And, talking to someone like Big Wall, and asking advice in certain areas, he can give you real deal answers that, things that he's experienced that I haven't even, I've gone on tours, but never as an artist, obviously. I got some bars. I'm just kidding. I really don't.
She just get the people on all the tours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, ghostwriters.
And she got bars. Don't let them fool you. You know what I'm talking about? Shouts out to the culture gang coming through saying you are dropping jewels. You know what I mean? And that's what you do, and that's what you always do. We're gonna continue that energy. I want to ask you this question. What was one of the toughest times of your life that taught you the best lesson?
Toughest times in my life that taught me the best lesson. Oh man. I would say when you're working on a project, I'm not going to say any project in particular, just when you're focused and zoned in on something and you lose your motivation and you lose your pace, you fall back. And if you're not consistent, you probably don't have 3 projects ahead of yourself already recorded and mixed and mastered and ready to go. Artists like Kizzy, In-Crowd Kizzy from St. Louis, he taught me that actually. Always stay 3 projects ahead of yourself. That way, life happens, and when it does, nobody on the outside knows. They just know that you're still putting out dope ass music, and that's all they really care about. They might care to know your story a little bit, or know a little bit about you, but at the end of the day, they just want to hear the music. And they say consistency is key, and it really is in everything that you do in life. Because as long as you're consistent, you can't lose unless you're consistently losing. Then that just sucks. So.
You see the bars? You see the bars? What she be doing? You see the wordplay? You know what I'm saying? Don't let her fool you. The wordplay is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. Shouts out to the Culture Gang. I Get It is on 2 of my Amazon Music playlists. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You are part of the reason why we reach so many streams, and I really thank you. Thank you for all the support. And we got some more music coming. We working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We working.
Man, I can't wait to drop these projects. You guys just don't even know. Like, y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. Oh my God.
She just surprises me all the time. She'll message me and she'll be like, oh, so I have another artist you might be interested in. And she just pops a name and I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, the people that I named, as far as the artists, like Big Wall, we're year 2 now? Going on year 2? Yeah. And then I've got Young Ro. I've been working with Young Ro since 2018.
Wow.
And he's got some phenomenal music. He's consistent, and it's his time. Shaw Smoke. He's on his 3rd record deal. And yeah. You guys just had him last week. Yeah,
we just had Shaw Smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Shaw Smoke out in LA. I know he's smoking good. And Stevie, he just left Colorado Springs, Colorado. He was smoking good too.
Look.
There might be smoking good too. You never know.
The whole team popping in. The whole team popping in. We got to give shots out. I don't know why I'm popping up as I don't know how I'm popping up on Facebook, but it's Dugan. Y'all spitting right now. Shouts out to Prince Dugan in the building. You already know the vibes, man. If y'all don't know, tap in to Prince Dugan. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, you need to get in tune. Dope music. I made the beat on the beats. You know what I'm talking about? You already know the vibes, man. Come on, man. Hit Factory, man. Shouts out to Prince Dugan in the building, man. You already know the vibes, man.
Prince Dugan. Hey, go look up.
I haven't met him yet.
Go look up Big Mad. Prince Dugan. Actually, I think that's under G Money's name. If you search it, though, look under G Money, Big Mad. But Prince Dugan is definitely on that record.
I Hip Hop TV in the building. What's going on? You all already know the vibes.
I Hip Hop TV is everywhere. That's one of the people like me. You don't ever see a face. No. You just see the little icon. Yeah.
Yes. Shouts out
for being consistent.
Consistency is the key. They got a question. What's going on with Tatum Polk in the loop? They want to know what's going on. Krista, what's going on, man?
What's going on in St. Louis?
With Tatum Polk.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me share a little piece of information with you. How about I don't live in St. Louis anymore. I don't. That's a true story.
Your roots, though. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, my roots, my root. I I'm not going to speak on that situation. I'm going to because I don't know enough about the details to make a proper
Absolutely.
That's fair.
That's that public relations kicking in. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, it'll get you.
Yeah.
I don't honestly. It's just like politics.
Yeah.
A lot of times if you don't pay attention, you really can't make a fair vote.
Yeah.
One of them situations for me. But if you want to talk about, shout out to Potsy. You want to talk about St. Louis? You see me, ENT. Shout out to Potsy for being a team player himself. He came up with the Saint Lunatics and the Nelly era. And he's still out here grinding. You can't he's still making music. Y'all don't know it yet, but it's coming.
Yeah.
And he's working Kizzy's project, which I managed Kizzy in 2018 for a while, and I'm glad that a veteran is finally stepping in to take those reins. Kizzy doesn't need a manager. He just needs really good PR, and he would be fine. But he still needs somebody to not manage him, manage his music, manage the step by step of the music. And I've offered my assistance to Potsy, and they know I'm here to help in any way. Kind of vetted into that project a little bit. He's put out multiple songs and whole EPs and albums since then.
Yeah.
But I still feel like that's, I can't, it's like one of the things like with AO bands, he's got so much great music. And, when he first came to me,
AO bands, man.
Shouts out to AO bands.
Shouts out to bands.
If you go try to look him up, you're not going to find any music on him. Not yet. He is a new artist, and we are dropping his first EP soon. 30 to 60 days, remember that. And I am so extremely excited about this project. Also, shout out to Lunchbox, the producer with the undeniably amazing beats.
Come on, man. Undeniable.
And hook.
Yeah.
This man is just, he's dope.
Yeah.
Very underrated in the city. So, I want to give him his flowers because he does deserve them. And he's the person that sent AO bands in my direction. AO's first call to me was, what did he say to me? I need you to be my manager, and I'm not taking no for an answer. And you see my quotes. Yeah. Go to my SoundCloud and press play, and I bet you won't skip a song. I said, let's get it. Let's go ahead and check this little Spotify. That's how you get somebody to listen to your music. Don't go sharing links in your people's inboxes and shit. No, nobody watches it. You're wasting your time. Go challenge somebody. Go challenge this shit out of somebody, and I bet you have a better reaction. Yeah. Because that ended up working out for AO bands very well. And that, he's been going through some artist development himself, and he didn't want it. He didn't even know he was getting it half the time. You gotta let people fall. You gotta let people fall and bust their ass a couple times, but don't let them fail completely. You gotta.
But it clearly worked because you fought for a particular song in that situation, and that's why when you're dealing with somebody like yourself who has the ear, me and you. We play music back and forth because, man, you got that same type of ear. We didn't have so many late night music sessions with these independent artists. Look, listening to music is so much and you fought for that home song for AO bands that he didn't even want it. And me and you both heard it and was
no, my phone died.
It's out of there. You know what I'm saying?
No, my phone died.
Hey, I love it.
Well, if your phone dies, then that'll be... but we'll see. Oh, maybe it died.
Yeah, it's all good. You know what I mean? And like I was saying, she fought for a particular record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Home for A.O. Bands, and now when he do shows, everybody singing that song word for word. You know what I mean? It's one of them songs where
Yeah.
he could just let the audience sing for itself, and he didn't even want that song to be his song. You know what I'm saying? And it's just knowing your sound, knowing when you got a good song, and having somebody around you that you trust. And that was one of the things that Krista, is so good at. You know what I'm saying? We just talk about just knowing the music, knowing the temperature of the industry. That's very, very valuable in today's industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I actually have a couple artists kind of that are overseas, and every so often I wake up like on my WhatsApp to just music, just links. They'll just send links, and then I'll listen to it, and they just kind of want some feedback. I'll be like, okay, do you like this one or do you like this one? And I've actually never interviewed them. And I'm like, every time, like every so often, I'm like, hey, so when are you going to come on the show? And they never reply. And I'm like, so I'm waiting for something big to just be like dropping. Yeah. And then I'm just like, okay, you need to come on the show. And that's it. Like, I'm not going to take no for an answer. I'm not going to listen to any more of your music until you're on my show. No more feedback. You're cut off until you're on the show. But it's great. I love that, just how people respect that decision, and they respect like your answer and their feedback, because it's not often how, like, they don't necessarily go to their fans and be like, hey, well, what's your feedback on this?
People don't do that at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it's really rare, but they usually go maybe to like us in like the music industry. They're like, hey, okay, you're a fellow artist, or like me, like in the radio and stuff. And it's like, okay, well, what do you think? Is this radio worthy? Is it worthy to be on an interview? Is it worthy to be on a track, on an album, this or that, whatever? But I'm talking like, these are artists who reach out, who have had amazing music already put out. And I'm like, why are you just coming to me? Like, I'm just me, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a regular person. Like, I don't, but it's good.
You're a part of the culture. Don't sell yourself short. You see what we're doing. We are providing a platform for artists to tap into such a great network. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Don't never sell yourself short. And she is back like cooked food.
My phone died. Sorry, guys. Amateur.
Very unprofessional.
Very, very professional. And what I was saying before you left about the song "Home," you know what I mean? That you
yes,
and me and you was listening to that song, and A.O. Bands really didn't even like that song. That's not a song that he wanted to come out with at first. You know what I mean?
We argued for, I'm not even kidding, 4 months. I argued with this man over making this song his leading single.
His baby.
Oh man. But just, it took all that time, a whole year, for him finally just the other day to say, I'm listening now.
and like I said, now when he performed that song, the crowd is singing them lyrics. You know what I mean?
Man, I asked my daughter the other day. I have a video of me asking my daughter what her favorite song is, and she says A.O. Band's "Home." Like, I don't know. That's a song that it caters to, the elderly like it. My mom's 62. She likes the song. My baby's 12. That's just every I want to say demographic, I guess you would say, of people. It really, that's when you have a hit. Like, you're not just catering to one, one.
One audience.
Yeah, exactly. One audience or one age group, or, whatever it is. The more, the bigger variety of people that you can tap into and touch with your music, it really it makes a difference between a hit and a one hit wonder, or a long-term record. Even though some one hit wonders are long-term, longevity and the playing of the music and the appreciation of the music itself, and the artist as a creator is different. So like Michael Jackson, everybody loves Michael Jackson. Every age group loves Michael Jackson's music. But then you've got, I don't know, who is a one-hit wonder? Help me out here. I don't know.
Designer.
There you go.
Yeah, Little Nas had a good one-hit wonder there. So,
the difference is, you see how quick I came up with the name Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
And then I needed help for the other one. It was a one-hit wonder. It was a great record.
Yeah.
But didn't make the person memorable. My phone is like acting. It sounds weird. Sorry.
No, but you sound good on our end, so we good.
Okay.
I want to ask you one more question before you get up out of here, because I know you got to get started. I already know. Yeah. You've been in the game for 18 years. You know what I mean? Putting in work, helped so many artists in this game, man. If it's something that you could change about the industry in today's game, what would you change?
Last time you asked me this question,
that's why I want to ask you now. That's exactly.
Well, I'm going to give you a different answer this time, because my answer has changed since then.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
First time.
Hold on. Before you answer, give the first answer that you gave Big Wall. And then
the first answer I gave Big Wall was I would like to give the DJ back the power to break records. Everything's based off of streaming now, and I would like to be able to give those flowers to the DJ again. DJs break records in clubs and on radio and things like that, and they don't ever get credit for it. They just or they don't ever get announced. We talked about last time how the DJ and the artist was basically a group. They're an act on stage together. The DJ is normally the hype man or the backup vocals or whatever it is. And the artist can't put on the show. They can solo, but it's not as interesting and fun and entertaining. My answer today, though, that answer still stands, but this one right here, take all the damn snakes and schemers out of this motherfucking industry. I want to choke the shit out of every single one of you guys. Every single one of you scheming ass snakes in this damn industry. Seriously, there are people out here that are trying to do good things for good people. And unfortunately, you come across some people that take advantage or, scheme their way to what they think is the top. But, they don't realize that, that they would have been, if someone schemes me, for instance, one time, and I cut off all relationship with them, all network with them, all plugs get cut off, they lost more than what they gained in profits. Like you could gain, $100,000 off of me. I bet you would have made that, and then some, long term.
Absolutely.
People are just out here to get paid up front for a quick buck and then go about their business. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Unfortunately for those people, people like myself, you don't just crumble it and, stop all activity and, go and, drown in your sorrow because you got screwed. You fix the problem, you find a solution, and you overcome the problem or whatever the issue was, and you move forward prosperous. And most of the time in the process of, moving forward, you gain more network, you gain more, relationships and plugs and whatever else, in the process. And you end up capitalizing on those things. So for anybody that's ever schemed anybody around me or me directly, thank you.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely.
Yeah.
It,
All the jewels out there.
it's a lot of scams and it's a lot of snake artists in this game, and that's why having the team that we do, and having access to someone like Krista, who is really not about that, it is dope, and that's why it's so important for us in the culture to stay connected and to continue to push that narrative forward, that it is not what you do, is how you do it. You know what I mean? The networking and creating that in a circle of a team that can help you do X, Y, and Z is very, very important. Networking in this industry is one of the most important parts of it. Creating that team, creating that group of people that can help you execute X, Y, Z. 1, 2, 3, cross all your T's, dot all of your I's. It is very, very, very important. And that's why we named this show Culture Connection. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what we are trying to do, to continue to push that narrative forward, that it's just a great experience to be around a team of people that's like-minded, see things the same way, and are pushing the culture forward. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, 100%. That's it. Like, as they say, actions speak louder than words as well. So, shout out to P-Stock in the building. Okay, real quick, yeah. Thanks for dropping in. That's awesome. But yeah, the actions speak louder than words. So what are you doing to help your team? Are you being selfish? Are you taking it all for your own personal gain? Or are you 100% like being a team player? Because that's what's going to lead you forward in this game. And it's not even necessarily a game. This is business as well. You want to work together. You guys want to build together. That's what it's all about. And that's where you have to begin. You have to begin right there, knowing that you are not everything yourself, knowing that everyone's going to need each other, working together, networking, like you said. And then that's what's going to help you pull more and more and get you, where you need to be in the industry. So that's, 100% what it's all about. Absolutely, Big Wall. You right on, nail on the head.
That's what we do, man. Shouts out to the Culture Game, Vicious 999, A1 since day one. We appreciate your support. Great show, Culture Connection. Thank you so much. We appreciate your continued support, tapping in with us every Tuesday in all of our endeavors on the Address the Culture Network, as well as Underground Radio C, and right here on Just FM, Just TV. We really, really do appreciate you guys staying with us, spinning the block, and always continuing to be involved in what we do. Krista having a few technical difficulties, but we're definitely going to spin the block, and we're going to have her back. You know what I mean? We're actually starting the show networking with the Queen, you know what I mean, where she's going to be tapping in, giving her updates about artists, different tactics, different things that we can do to just keep the culture moving forward. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what we're trying to do. And if you have any questions for Krista, you could definitely tap in with me or Cari, and we could definitely tap you in tune with her. You know what I mean? And she is back.
Y'all, this phone is trash. Look, before it dies again, I gotta say one thing, because Big Wall's gonna say your culture makes you who you are, so make sure they respect it. And I'm gonna say your network determines your net worth.
Talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you see the bar game, right? You see the bars. You know what I'm saying? It's not a facade. The wordplay is crazy. But I was just telling them, Krista, that you're gonna spin a block. You're gonna be a face, and we're gonna start a show, networking with the Queen, where you come in and you tap in and you give artists information, you give artists advice. You know what I mean? It's gonna be super, super dope.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
I am 1000% game for that. But I'm gonna need the audience, you guys out there, you and you and you and you. And you two, I need ideas and questions in advance. You give me enough to go off of. Send in your questions, send in your concerns, your whatever you want to talk about for the day, for the topic. I would be happy to converse with you.
Yes.
Our audience
But
is
we got to plan ahead because I'm not going to be sitting here like, what are we going to talk about today?
Look, it's so much in the industry. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things and different topics that we can tap in with, even bringing you in on this show. You know what I mean? Because you have so much advice and you have so many different attributes that can help artists, and not only artists. We're talking about business owners,
I
artists,
actually
actors.
thought about doing like 2 weekends a month on a Sunday. I wanted to call it Sunday School. And do like a question, where I come live on Sundays during church hours, and y'all can come in and ask whatever the hell you want to ask. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Should we make that happen? I want y'all to vote. You guys let Big Wall know. Look at me. Your net worth determines your net worth.
Talk your shit. You know what I'm saying?
For real, vote on it. Like, I don't care how you send your vote in, inbox, whatever. Hit up Big Wall and let him know if y'all want Sunday school or not. If not, you're lost.
hey, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because we know they want it. You know what I'm saying? And that's
and if I get your
what
questions in advance and I don't know the correct answer, I can bring somebody on with me that does, and I bet you it isn't gonna be an amateur.
Talk your shit. Now before we let you go, let everybody know where they can get in tune with you, how they can, tap in if they want to tap in with you, and what you got going on, man. Talk your shit.
I mean, you can always find me at any events, that I publicize that I'll be at. Normally, though, if I post my location, I already left. So, but you can always tap in, feel free to walk up to me if you see me in public. I told you I don't live in St. Louis anymore. I do live in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So if you're in the area, you need a studio or you're looking for shows or whatever, just go to my website. See how easy that is, Cari? Just go to my website, go to thequeenofnetworking.biz, and you will have all of my social media platforms. Just click the button for the icon. You're there. You need to know about the shows. Go to the tab on my website that says shows. Voila, you have shows from July 27th until September the 10th until I update it again. But I've got some big names, big shows. Who all is coming? Let's see. How about G Herbo is coming to Wisconsin. I'm booking that one for September the 10th, I believe it was. I know Gunplay is going to be in Middletown, Ohio on the 19th. I believe that was this weekend. That's today. Is today the 19th? I don't know what today is.
Yes, today is the 19th.
Yeah, so that's today. Yeah. Oh shit. Sorry. And then we've got who else did I say was coming, Big Wall? Oh, Juicy J. He's coming to Fort Wayne, Indiana. We've got Murphy Lee in, Illinois. We've got go look at the list. Just do it. Go on your phone right now. Screw this video. Just listen. You don't have to watch it. Go to thequeenofnetworking.biz. And you can contact me through there too. Like, you put a little message in the box. It's going to send me an email and I'm going to respond to it. So if you got questions, don't hesitate to reach out, even if we're not on Sunday school show or whatever. If you have questions, if you need anything, guidance, direction, resources, hit One Stop Shop.
Talk your shit. A one-woman band, you know what I'm talking about? I want to thank you for coming through. You know what I mean? It's so refreshing to have someone like yourself, in the industry that really cares. You know what I mean? And like I said in the beginning, it's not about ulterior motives. You genuinely want to see people win, and it shows every day. Every day, how much work you put in, how much effort you put in, and you continue to move the culture forward. And I want to thank you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I see the work that you do. We've done so many amazing things, and we're going to continue to do amazing things. We just getting started, even though we've been grinding for a while. But we just
we're just scraping the icing.
Man,
Oh, I can't wait till these records drop. And right before my phone died, I was saying to them snakes out there, thank you, because you are the reason that I have elevated and escalated all these years, because every time y'all do some shady shit, a lesson is learned. And guess what? That means I win, because you won't get me again, bitch.
Talk your shit, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm just saying, like that shit, like how can you do shit like that to people that are honestly out here doing good things? Like,
and
why
the only
would
reason
you
you
even
can
want
keep getting
to?
people is because they're so passionate about it. You know what I mean?
I'm speaking on it because, you know, a few things have happened recently, not only to myself, but to people around in the industry. Not necessarily around me, but the industry is very small, and people, you know, people do talk. And unfortunately, you know, the game has changed a lot, and not everybody's up to speed as to how it operates. And people, unfortunately, get taken advantage of in the process. And I try my best. If I see something like that about to happen, I'll warn you, hey, don't do that, or offer advice to steer you in the opposite direction. Whatever it is that needs to be done. The hard part is the industry is so big, and I'm just one person. So that's, you guys making this public, platform just for people to come and listen and to absorb knowledge is everything. Like, it's more than what most people do in person, face to face. So you guys keep doing what you're doing, because like I said, nobody else can get me on fucking interviews and all that mess. People come to me looking at y'all, not for me. So, but I do have a nice network of very talented individuals that just happen to be my friends. So, let's make it happen.
Well, thank you, Krista, so much for coming on.
I can't wait to meet you. When Stevie comes on tour in Canada in the fall, I promise I'm going to make it to one of them dates, and we're going to go have some fun.
We're going to tear Canada up. This is what we're going to do. You know what I'm talking about?
Sir.
They might take our passports. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna
I gotta get one of those, by the way.
We got it. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact.
That's a start. I should probably start working on that now.
Yeah. Put it on your list too. 100%. Thank you.
Thank you
so much
for coming through. We really appreciate it, man. Now, I know you're busy, man. We're gonna let you go so you can get to work, and we definitely gonna spin a block and have you back again, because
you made me think about what's next. What do I need to do next? What do I need to do?
Look, same thing we do every day, Pinky. We try to take over the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what type of time we on.
Nah. Don't want to take over the world. No, I don't want that bother. No.
I can't tell.
Just a little piece. Just a little piece. Just a little corner. Give me a little corner.
Just a little corner. Give
me a little piece of the music industry, preferably. Yeah. Music is medicine, and your culture makes you who you are. So make sure they respect it.
Talk your shit.
Salute. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
You.
Hey, vote for Sunday school. Yes or no? Peace out.
Let us know. All right. Thank you. Yo, now look. Now, see, that's the energy that I like. You know what I mean? Somebody that comes through and just continues to give us the knowledge and that we want to put out to the culture, because people don't care. Like she was speaking about the scams, the snakes in the industry. That's what I was talking about. There's so many stories where people that got scammed in the industry and been treated a certain type of way. And to come across somebody who genuinely wants to help you and wants to see you win, it's few and far between, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I love what we're doing and how we're bringing it to the culture.
Yeah, I agree. It's really, really, really hard, because nowadays everyone just thinks, okay, it's music, it's money, signs are left, right, and center, and that's wrong reason. Totally wrong reason. Yeah, the business side is great, but just think of why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, and then the right people will come along. It'll just happen, right? So, yeah, shouts out to all you guys for coming in this evening. It's been an amazing show. Krista and the networking queen, as they call her, she's amazing. And yeah, she just, if you guys need to reach her, by all means, she'll get you in the right door. And yeah, that's mostly in the States, but Krista and I, we are actually working on something for Canada. I can't quite say anything just yet, but there is going to be a Canadian tour happening in the fall, is what I can say. So that's all I can give you. That's it.
Quiet.
But you heard it here first.
Quiet, you know what I'm talking about? As you see, we working. We're going to continue to connect the dots, and we're going to continue to tap in with you guys. We appreciate everybody for coming through, holding us down. You guys are our co-hosts, you know what I mean? So we value your opinion. Thank you so much for your continued support. Shouts out to Just TV. Shouts out to Address the Culture Network, Underground Radio C, iHip-Hop TV, everybody, the NCG Network, Italy, China, Japan, everybody that we tapped in, Roku, SSH 101, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for supporting, man. We'll be back next Tuesday with the same type of vibe, same type of energy, giving you news you can use. We may have somebody you know or somebody you need to know. You already know the vibe. So until next week, I'm your boy, Big Wall.
I'm your girl, Cari. And this
is the Culture Connection. And like I always say, your culture makes you who you are, so make sure they respect it. We're going to catch you on the next episode. We up out of here.
All you gotta do is hush, you ain't gotta say much when you make that right connection. If you wanna double up, keep the money in the tuck, I can put you in the right direction. I can never get enough, all I got is us, I speak the true confession. Everything goes smooth cause I stay on the move and make them right connections. All you gotta do is hush, you ain't gotta say much when you make them right connections. If you wanna double up, keep the money in the tuck, I can put you in the right direction. I can never get enough, all I got is us, I speak the true confession. Everything goes smooth cause I stay on the move and make them right connections.